best way to loosen up piriformis in the middle of the glute is using a lacrosse ball or tennis ball. So Tate's got the lacrosse ball right in the center of his glute right now. And he's going to start rolling back and forth, basically finding the most tender, most painful spot. And once he finds it, that's where you want to hang out and sit. Now, piriformis runs diagonally like this. And so if he's running up and down this way, that's perfect because he's going to strum that muscle and go back and forth like this and find exactly the most painful spot, the most tender. And that's typically where you want to hang out. Sometimes, in about 10% of the population, the nerve actually pierces right through the muscle and it can get very tender and sometimes actually make you worse from doing trigger points. So you do want to be very conscious after to make sure that this is making you feel better and loosening up. But this is pretty much it. When it comes to doing the trigger point self-treatment for this, you just roll around, find the most painful spot, hang out for anywhere from 30 seconds to 4 minutes, and then let off and let the blood flow through there. And that should start to relax that muscle quite a bit. Most people don't do enough that they hang out just for maybe 10 seconds to 30 seconds and they say, okay, that's enough. No, you gotta spend a significant amount of time loosening that up. For instance, in a treatment session in the office, we might spend 30 minutes on the piriformis or the surrounding muscles around that. So you want to spend an ample amount of time. The best way to loosen up piriformis is using active release technique. So we can do it two ways. The first way is just laying face down. We put an elbow in the glute and we internally rotate the hip so that the hip comes out and that stretches it decently, but this is the best way by far. So we take a proximal tension, so from the greater trochanter toward the internal or the low back of the sacrum here. So I put tension just like this, and then essentially you would stretch the muscle, what Tate's about to do here. So go ahead and pull your leg up there, perfect. And he's trying to maximize that piriformis stretch by bringing his foot as far up as he can, and I'm creating kind of even tension on that glute, on your piriformis to loosen things up. So again, I would take a proximal tension here and medial and press right on that. And as I'm pressing in, he's going to drag it up and get a really good stretch. And he can tell you this is pretty intense, but it works quite well. So one more pass, I would go a little bit more to the inside. And again, right on the meat of the muscle, create a lot of tension, not as much pressure, but a lot of tension, and pulling up just like that. Perfect.